Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is E.L. Pierce today, and I thought I would talk briefly about going rogue or about making your own cover when it comes to Createspace, Ingram Spark, etc. There are 6 things that really helped me when I went alone and made my own cover. The first thing you want to keep in mind are platforms. A good platform might include Adobe InDesign, GIMP, or Canva. Other things like Photoshop. However, Photoshop and InDesign do cost. I believe that Adobe InDesign was at least $10 a month. GIMP and Canva are free and both really awesome. I personally use Canva more for my thumbnails and videos like that, or images like that, simply because I'm not so big on the quality when it comes to producing a full book cover. That doesn't mean that others don't do it, it's just I don't prefer that. Another thing you can keep in mind with your platforms is that Adobe InDesign will actually let you download a free trial up for a week, and there are a lot of online tutorials to help you navigate your way through that system. Next thing I'd like to talk to you about is artwork. The biggest thing here is to keep in mind that an image with at least 300 dpi is really important, otherwise your image might come out blurry, and while in some instances you can get away with this, it will show if it's not 300 dpi. Is that you could actually get images from Pixabay, Dreamtime, etc., other images online. Pixabay is free, but Dreamtime does cost. That is actually where I got my image, and then went from there using InDesign to go ahead and spruce it up a bit. Mine there is that you can create your own cover, have someone create the actual cover for you, and then go forward and design it more in depth on InDesign, but the image would need to be drawn or created on a very large scale to do so. And then I think cameras and other information like that, or equipment, would need to come into play. You want it to pop in some way. When I say pop, what I mean is to get someone's attention. A lot of people are using symbols. Just make sure you're keeping an eye out for what is out there so that you're not overdoing the same thing. It's another thing to actually know the correct dimensions so that you can upload it to fit the book you're publishing. I did a 5.25 by 8, so I had to make sure that my dimensions were correct as well as my spine. Createspace, if you're using Createspace, will actually have a template done where the spine is pre-done for you, and you can just upload the front and back cover. However, you have no freedom whatsoever to have any creativity with your spine if you use that option. The other option is a blank template wherein you upload all 3 pieces together. And in that case, your spine does matter a lot. So you can go online to calculators for spine. It'll put in your word count or the pages of your book actually, and then it'll basically give you a dimension to put into Adobe InDesign just to get you the correct spine width. That's really important. You can use Createspace's templates. However, I did not feel that they were as user-friendly for the actual platforms, or whatever you call them, that I had to work with. So I didn't want to use it in Word. So I didn't do that at all. One thing that is really, really important is making sure that when you do design your cover and you finish, that you don't just go and purchase it right off the bat. The reason for this is because I almost can guarantee you that a week later, 2 weeks later, you're going to change your mind. Or you're going to get it and be like, oh, I love it, and then an hour later, wait a minute, there's something else I could have done better. So I highly, highly recommend, even if you think it's perfect, putting it away for a while. And odds are you'll probably order one, and then you'll see something wrong with it, and you have to order another one. So this can add up really quickly. You know, ordering 6 books, let's say they cost $7 to order them, that's $40-something right there. Probably a little bit more with taxes and whatnot. So, and you think, well, that's okay, I can just give those books away, donate, market, whatever. No, because they're not the finished draft, they're bloopers. It's like the candy at the candy store that's on sale and is not as appealing because it's not correct. So that's up to you. But definitely set it aside, just like you set aside your manuscripts, give it time, and keep in mind that the money does add up. And it does take time. Honestly, I don't do express shipping. So when I order my books, it takes at least 2 weeks before I get my books, and that's a long time. So the more you just kind of relax and quit doing it and ordering it, you can actually just do it rethink and do it some more, and then you can actually order it, and you probably save some time, because who wants to sit around being finished and have to wait 2 whole weeks? Just keep in mind that your font is something that pops. A lot of books, if you look at them, don't have really thin fonts. That don't mean that some don't, they do, but you want your font to pop. You want to make sure that you're looking at alignment. A lot of books have it centered. You don't always have to do that. You can just left align or right align your text. So keep in mind those kind of things. Maybe watch some tutorials on that. Another thing is, if you have a dark blue book, it's not wise to put a dark blue font or even a light blue font. You might think, well, I can see it on the computer, or even a dark green or a dark blue. Just don't do it. Make sure they have contrast. And that may be an obvious thing, but just in case, I wanted to make sure that it is mentioned, because I actually did the dark blue with a dark green font, and I thought, oh, I can see it, it's cool. And it's one of those things, the more I looked at it, the more I thought, that does not look good. So, and the last thing is patience. Make sure that you have patience. The reason I say this is because for me, the spine was enough to make me want to pull my hair out. The spine was really difficult. And so make sure that you're being patient with those things. And things like making sure that the font isn't too close to the border, making sure that the image is correct. A lot of things are going to come into play that you think, oh, it'll be easy, but then it's not. You'll get an image the way you want it. You'll save it, but it didn't save, and then you have to go back, and you can't get the image the way you want it to be. All that to say that sometimes it is frustrating, so just be patient. So, to conclude everything that I've said, keep in mind that a good platform, good quality artwork, knowing your dimensions, being cognizant of money and time, choosing your font and the placement of it wisely, and exercising patience is very, very important. And those are things that really helped me, and hopefully they will help you. If this video was in any way helpful, please give me a thumbs up to at least know that, hey, you guys liked it. And if you want any other videos that you'd like me to share my experience on, go ahead and leave that in the comments and hit subscribe, simply because I will be putting more videos on the task of writing and publishing on this YouTube channel. Other than that, I hope that was helpful. That's all I have for today. So Feliz escribiendo, happy writing, and I'll see you next time.